I'm putting everything skin side down first. Any juice that's accumulated in the dish, put it back in there. The chicken breast I'm going to hold off because they don't take long to cook at all. So we're going to go ahead and put that probably after the first 10 minutes. Alright. This thing is a boil. We don't want it to boil because that'll dry out the chicken. It'll get all the moisture out of the chicken. So after it starts to boil again, after you put in the chicken and it starts to boil again, reduce your heat to a simmer. And what you'd like to do, what's best is if you have all the liquid come up to at least halfway of the chicken. Right? If it's too low, then it's not going to cook all the way. If it seems a little bit low, just add enough water to get it just above the halfway mark of each of the chicken pieces. It's not going to dilute the sauce because, again, at the end of the process, at the end of this cooking method, we're going to go ahead and evaporate everything anyway, reduce it, and to concentrate on that flavor. All right. All right, I'll catch you back here after the first 10 minutes. All right, about 10 minutes has elapsed. We're going to go ahead and flip over our chicken pieces. That way it cooks evenly. What's nice is that the chicken has actually shrunk down a little bit, which would give us a little bit of room to start putting our chicken breasts in there. Try to get everything submerged into that braising liquid, the soy sauce and the vinegar mix. All right, another 10 minutes, I'll see you back. All right, another 10 minutes has elapsed. Let's go ahead and check our chicken. And the part that's going to take the longest to cook is the thigh, so just go ahead and check the thigh and stick it in, instant read thermometer into it. Don't touch a bone. And if your instant read thermometer reads about 150 or so, it'll be done. Beautiful. Okay, so that's all done. And it's fairly safe to say that the rest of it is done, but just go ahead and check it anyway. Nice. Again, don't hit a bone because the bone is going to give you a false reading because it gets hotter than the rest of the chicken. So don't hit a bone. Nice. Okay. So most of the chicken is already done. I haven't checked the chicken breast yet. I'm going to check that in a minute. But let me go ahead and take the rest of these guys. Put it on the plate. In case you were wondering, this is the same dish that I had the raw chicken in, but I did take the time to wash it during the commercial break. And now we're going to go ahead and check the chicken breast. That's good too. Good. Great. Very good. All right. So that's nicely cooked all about the same time. Now, it took about 20 minutes to cook. We're going to go ahead and put a tin foil over this so it keeps warm. Then we're going to go ahead and boil the sauce so it reduces, say, maybe about by half. Because right now it seems really soupy. We just want a little bit more concentrated flavor into it. It'll look a little bit thick, not as thick as syrup, but thick enough that it'll kind of glaze the top of the chicken. All right, so we'll go ahead and run that run for about 5 minutes, and then we'll finish up the dish, and then we'll go ahead and plate it. All right, I'll see you here in a few. All right, we're back. I forgot to mention that when we're boiling this and we're trying to reduce it, don't cover it up. Don't put the cover on, otherwise the water is just going to evaporate back into the pan. So this has been reducing for maybe about 5 minutes or so right now. It's got a nice consistency to it. It's not as thick as syrup, but it's not as fluid as water. It's really right in between. Okay, so we're done with this. And actually, let's go ahead and try it out. Oh. Hot. Nice and tangy, the way it should be. It's going to be tangy when it comes out of the pan. Don't be concerned about that, because because again, this is served with rice, and the rice is going to balance out the flavor for you. All right, so we're going to go ahead and pour this over our chicken. We're going to string it. So we have, we're not going to include any of the bay leaves, any of the onions and garlic and the ginger. All of that is just going to be not part of our dish. All right. That's all done. Plating. Again, this is all served with rice. We just get a scoop of rice. If you don't have a rice cooker at home, it's really easy to cook it on stovetop. A cup of rice. I prefer the long grain type of rice as opposed to the short grain, because the long grain doesn't stick as much. And put the whole thing, go ahead and put 2 cups of water into the pan, set it to boil, put in your 1 cup of rice into it, get it back to boil. As soon as it's boiling, cover it, and then put it down to simmer for about 10 minutes or so. Right? And then after about 10 minutes, turn off the stove and let it go ahead and sit there for another 15 minutes or so. Let the rice absorb all of that water, and when it's done, go ahead and fluff it up with a fork, but don't scrape the very bottom of it, because the very bottom of that pan is usually going to have some of the browned rice, because that's what's in direct contact with the heat. So just scoop up the top. All right, it's gonna be great. All right, there's our rice. Chicken breast. You can put 2 pieces if they're kids, smaller pieces that you're waiting for, and some of the sauce. And there we go. Okay, you get that? Okay. There you go. Chicken adobo served over steamed rice. All right. Enjoy.